Since I am season 2, would you like another kid or say a girlfriend?
Easiest and most logical question.
Well, spoiling anything. There's
You just spoiled it.
Beck is 17. Might see a little bit of that.
And some of the characters that don't appear in the comic are kind of the most fun for me. I really like getting in there and, you know, doing something new, and the fact that the show has these new elements added in, I think is really awesome, and it makes the show that much cooler. And they definitely add quite a bit.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I'm totally not kidding. An even younger girl. What is your question, madam?
Camera Ray.
Of course. Something is out of the picture. Did you marry me?
When you saw Shane as a walker, did you want to kill him?
Oh, that's a good really good.
Well, that night, it was cold. About, what was it, like 19 degrees, yeah. It was freezing, you know, and it was, I can't really say if I wanted to kill him or not. I'm trying to think, so, well, I mean, well, I thought he got bitten. I mean, I didn't.
Rick's still processing a lot of those feelings. But you didn't know, I mean, like, this guy is basically your uncle.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically.
yeah. Okay, so, I mean, I guess I wanted to shoot him. You know, by then I realized that I couldn't, you know, still live in this world without, you know, turning into a man, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean.
I have an question. If Rick got bitten, would you shoot him?
Yes.
That's what you gotta do. Well, thank you.
Suffer? Would you want to suffer a horrible death of being bitten?
Thank you. Very nice.
Will we ever know what actually happened to Sophia?
We do find it.
She died. I mean, how did she turn into a zombie? Like how?
In the woods?
She was put in a barn. Well, I mean, honestly, all joking aside, you know, most of the story is there, and you know, as a writer, you know, we try to, you know, put events, you know, in front of you, and we like that there is some interpretation left. You know, that you can imagine, like, how long was she in the woods? You know, how long did it take for Otis to find her? You know, how did Otis get her into the phone without anyone else knowing that she was there? And you know, there are little things that, you know, are just kind of fun little bits of information out there that, you know, you can kind of imagine for yourself.
The zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow. What would be the first thing you guys do?
Get away from this building and all these people. This would be the worst place. It's like, seriously, like one person domino effect, like 100,000 New Yorkers.
Like, people are here dressed up in zombie costumes.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't know who is. Yeah, exactly. Shoot, we don't have a gun. We don't bring our guns with us.
Yeah, what do you, David Morris, since you're new, like, what is
head straight for Woodward. That's where you want to go. Zombie-free zone, you know, you just get in there, you know, our taxes are good, you know. We've got a very good plan for the future. No, it's, you want to come with, you want to come to me, you want to come and live in my place.
Okay.
For sure.
What is your name, sir?
Hello, my name is William. I had a question for Norman. What is it like to have your brother back on set? Do you think it's going to change your character back to maybe being a little more unlikable?
A little more what?
Unlikable.
Well, I mean,
Don't get me wrong, you have beautiful eyes.
You mean more unlikable than he already is?
well, I mean, yeah, I think, you know, he's going to revert back a little bit to the little brother. But I keep saying he's kind of like your drunk uncle you take to a Christmas party. Shut up, dude. Shut up. You know? But yeah, there'll be a little bit of that for sure, and that gets tested quite a bit in season 3.
And you're great, my brother. Don't think no offense.
He's the best.
Yeah, right.
Yes, your question.
Hi, my name is Alexandria, and this is a question from an actor to the actors, so for the whole cast. I was wondering, what was your process with your character analyzation and within the development of your character from the first season to the new season? Obviously, Carl has changed so much in the books, and I'm just wondering how everyone has exactly changed, and what was your process within getting into that character?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that really attracted me to playing Rick is the fact that, and I think Robert says it very eloquently, it's about change. These characters, you change. If you don't change, you die. If you don't adapt into this world, you die. And for an actor, starting at a place where a man wakes up in a hospital and has no clue what the world is now, and discovering it, the first season felt very much like a linear sort of, this is the new world now, and people were processing that. The second season was very much for me, a struggle for leadership. And this season, the show opens up, and you have a clash of, two camps and two men, two ideologies. So, and it's one of the most exciting things, I think, in the novel, in the book as well, is the fact that you get, the zombies sort of become less of a threat than the actual human threat. And certainly, I think that I'm going to the dark side this season, and it's been. I've been waiting to do this. I go crazy, and I'm still kind of there. So I'm happy. Oh, Rick, you still love me crazy? You got a tattoo. How much do you love me?
I mean, it is, Rick really did, like, the time for being sensitive, like, he just broke a little bit at the end of, like, okay, sit down and shut up.
Yeah, it was great. Loved it, man. All this whining. No, this is zombie apocalypse.
Well, you read those on a lot of shows, no matter how long they run, the characters tend to just like, well, these are the characters, and you kind of know how they're going to react in this situation, but, particularly because the environment is as hostile as it is, you have a storyline where the characters are constantly evolving.
I think that's right. I think that, it's terrible when we lose characters like John Bernthal, Shane. What an amazing actor. And Jeff DeMond, Andy Rothenberg. Jeff DeMond's in the house. What's up?
Oh, there he is. Oh, stand in line.
Amazing.
My question is Dale going to come back?
But it is, I think it's true. It will be the enduring strength of the show is that we can kind of reinvent ourselves. People kill off and then the group dynamic changes and the show changes. And it's a terrible loss when you lose great friends. And, I stab them in the chest and my son shoots them in the head. But, I mean, I love the fact that it keeps evolving, keeps moving on, and I think that, you know, yeah, it's just about honouring the story that Robert wrote, you know, and just telling that story and keeping it true and real, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard changing from just, I mean, we all sat down in your house and we talked about the past, however long it was, you know, and it was just, we were thinking around about how we would be able to do this, you know. I mean, some of the scenes in season 3, I mean, I read the script and I didn't know if I'd be able to do it, you know. And I mean, it was really, some of these scenes are really, really hard to film. And I just didn't know how it would work out and how I would be able to do this.
He nailed it, by the way. Every single scene.
Injured on set while taking out a walker. No one gets injured on the set. What was the most serious injury like that?
Yeah, I mean, we all are injured all the time. Yeah.
No, it's very safe. What are you doing?
It's very safe. Nobody gets hurt. I broke a nail last week.
It's a tough set.
It's a tough set. I mean, that's the show we do. We can do this on a soundstage in Burbank. You know what I mean? So, you know, we do it for real, and we all get hurt. We pick ourselves back up, slam another coffee, and do it again.
I really benefit from the set, and I really want you to understand the kinds of conditions, because a lot of you are like, oh, acting, that's not hard. I mean, they're literally like in the dead heat of the Atlanta summer, carrying weapons and fighting and melees. Like, it is intense, and you guys do work like 6 days a week. I mean, it's insane. So I really hope you appreciate what they go through to make this show.
Chiropractor, he said, yeah, your hip bone's facing this way, your coccyx is facing that way, what the heck? But you know, click, click, and I was fine. But you know,
oh, gee.
sailboat. Yeah, he doesn't have much game either. It's really fun. I mean, when I go home and I'm like worn out, my body's aching, I feel like, you know, I earned my check, you know what I mean? So I love that. I love the rough and tumble.
Also, the guys who play as the walkers, they're throwing themselves around all over the place. I mean, the conditions they work in is just unbelievable, you know. We can't complain for the heat and everything else that we do. Those guys are just out there. They're fantastic. Everybody who comes in and plays those parts, they're wonderful.
You know what? I do a lot of physical stuff on a lot of shows that I've done, and this this show is just beautifully brutal.
Before we first of all, I do want to say, Talking Dead comes back tomorrow night too. I'm actually leaving here. I think the way it's going to work is Walking Dead episode, repeat of that episode, and then Talking Dead. So I think that's how it's going to work tomorrow. I love you!
You know what? All of us on the panel here are so lucky to be here with all of you. But we are one big family, and I'd really like you guys to give a shout out to Glenn Mazzara and the entire